Content creation can be really very time consuming and confusing also, especially if you're a business owner who has a lot of other responsibilities to cater to and you're creating content for your business, right? So in case if you're a small business owner, or if you're a self-employed professional who is giving services and providing services in return for the money that you're getting, and in return for the revenue, please stay till the end of this video, because in this particular video I'm going to be sharing with you the 5 things that need to be kept in mind even before you start putting out content, so that you can make this journey a little bit more smooth, and it could be much more easier than what it could have been before. So let me just quickly share my mind map with you over here. So these are the 5 things to keep in mind before you start creating content. And if you have not hit the subscribe button, I would please recommend you to hit the subscribe button so that you don't ever miss any informative videos like these from me, from my end. And let's quickly dive into the first thing. So the first thing to keep in mind is that content creation is like brushing your teeth. Okay, now what do we mean by that? It means that you got to keep on doing it regularly. It needs to be consistent. You can't say that, I brushed my teeth really well today. Now for the next 2 weeks, I won't do anything. It doesn't work that way, right? The same way, content creation needs to be done consistently. And here are 3 things about this. Okay, so the first thing is that if you're doing it, it needs to be constant. And the reason behind that is the purpose of creating content. Okay, now what is the purpose, or why are you putting out content in the first place? You know, if you're a business owner, it's probably not because of you're not doing this because you just want to make money from YouTube, right? You want to get some customers, you want to get some clients, you want to grow your reach, and you want to build some trust in the marketplace. And the thing is, the major purpose will be to have subconscious presence in the minds of your audience. Because if you're a service provider, if you're a business owner, see, not everyone would have a need right there and then. You know, maybe I might have a need 5 months down the line, or maybe I might have a need 1 week down the line, right? Now, if the need persists for a longer time, the thing is, whenever you are able to make this subconscious connection in the minds of people, and whenever they have a need, they can remember you. And that's the reason you need to keep on posting consistently, because if you just posted one video, people will forget about it very quickly. Yeah. And the third thing over here is, not every piece of content is always opened, and this would be because people have different angles of problems that they might face. Maybe the content that you posted yesterday might align with some people. The content which you posted after that might align with some other set of people. So not every content will align with everyone. And here are the 2 things. See, different situations attract different people, right? And the second thing is, the content which you are posting out on different social media platforms, those platforms might not be showing it regularly. Now this would depend upon the different algorithms of platform. Now you might know the Facebook reach has gone really very down. Yeah, and if you're not running ads, there are chances that people might not even be able to see the content, right? So every single platform has its own algorithm, and because of which you need to keep on posting content regularly. Okay, so it needs to be something like you're brushing your teeth. That's the first thing. Then the second thing that we have over here is why there's no option of not putting out content. Okay, so why, that means, why do you need to put out content no matter what, if you are in a business and if you are a business owner? Now let me tell you, earlier, maybe a decade or two before, when there was no internet, the social media was not there and the internet was just rising. See, the thing is, a lot of people, in order to get some services, they had to walk in to offices, right? But right now, that's not the case. Because of social media and because of internet, there are so many options that people have. There's a lot of competition in the place, and the ones who will stand out in the competition, they are going to get the biggest market size, and they're going to be able to capture the market, right? So here are 3 things. The first thing is, people have more options right now, and it is more than ever. And because of that, the ones who will be posting content, the ones who will be visible more, they are going to get more opportunities. Then the second thing that we have over here is, content is the fastest way to reach out to the most number of people. Even if you're asleep, even though you are in a meeting, even though you are super busy, or even though you're traveling, your content can do the work for you, right? Whenever someone is facing problem, if they search something related to what you are providing, they might be shown a video of yours, and boom, that's an instant connection, right? Even though you are not present over there. And the third thing over here is, you don't have to only depend on referrals, because see, sometimes referrals can be unpredictable, and not all customers will be giving you consistent referrals. Right now, I'm not saying that referrals are bad. Okay, I really like the mode of referrals, and you're getting that because you have done some good work for someone. But referrals should be considered as a bonus. You do good work for someone, and they are providing you with referrals, but that is not something which should be dependent upon for consistent work, right? What if the customer is not giving you referrals? You can't predict that I have done some good work for this customer, so this customer will surely give me like 5 to 6 referrals. Can you ever predict this? Not always, right? And it might be sometimes that you feel that, okay, this customer, if I do some good work for him, I'm surely going to get referrals, and most of the time you might not even hear from them. Most of the time you might not even get a referral back. Yeah, so this is something which is a really good thing to do, getting referrals, but should be considered as a bonus, and you need other ways so that you could get consistent clients, right? And that can be really very much possible if and only if you're putting out content. And I'm not talking only about social media content. Content is just a way of communication which can be put out in multiple different formats. It could even be offline, it could be online, but content is something which will help people to relate with you and to trust you better. Yeah, so that is the second thing to keep in mind, that the first thing is you got to keep on doing it again and again, and the second thing is you have no option, you have to do that. Okay, then the third thing over here is you got to pre-plan your content. Okay, and pre-plan your creation phase. See, because if you are a business owner, there would be other activities that you will have to do, and you'll agree with me on this, right? Just content creation is not the only activity that you have. Even I am a business owner, and me creating this video is not the only thing that I do. There are a lot of other things that I have to do, right? And because of this, what happens is you need to have it pre-planned so that you don't put in a lot of time, and you actually put in a proper measured time into this activity. Okay, so here are three things. So the first thing is you need to have a content creation plan. What kind of content you'll be creating, how will you create that, and for how long can that content suffice you. Okay, the second thing is you need to create content in bulk. Okay, you can't just wake up one day and think, okay, I'm today I'm going to write a blog. It doesn't work that way. Writing a blog will take so much of research and so much of time into making it. You can't wake up one day and say, okay, today I'll record this video. Now obviously, for particular occasions, and for specific topics, you might have to do it in an instant, but majority of the content, it should be created in a bulk, so that you create it once, like put in 2 3 days entirely, create everything at once, and then what you could do is you can just schedule it in advance. Now in today's age, you have a lot of tools, automation tools, which you could use to just schedule your content. Okay, and people will get it in a slow and steady manner. Yeah, you have tools like Hootsuite, you have tools like the Creator Studio for Facebook and Instagram. Okay, so there are multiple other tools also. Yeah, so this is very much important. Even before you start creating content, you need to pre-plan it, the content on what all ideas you're going to be creating it on, and even the creation phase needs to be planned out. Okay, then the next thing, the fourth thing to look into before you start creating is that you also need to have a plan to track your content. Because see, when you're putting out content, there might be people who are using different platforms. Okay, and it, as a business owner, it's really very important to understand from which platform I am getting most number of people. Yeah, so here are the three things. The first thing is you got to understand what's working and what is not working. Now, based upon the engagement that you're getting for your content, the likes you're getting for your videos, or for your images or podcast or anything, it will become clear on what kind of people are actually liking the content. Are people actually interested into that, or they're not watching it till the end, maybe because they're not interested, or maybe there's some problem in the content, right? So this gives you a good amount of data of what the market is thinking about. And and the second thing is, like, the products and services that you're providing, are they actually hitting the market? Is it an actual need, or maybe they want something else, but maybe you don't know it, because you might not have had that perspective what the other person has. Now when you start putting out content, and when you track these things, you will be able to create a set of data points which helps you to guide. Because when the customer only tells you what they want, that's much better, right? Rather than we thinking what they want and we creating it and then trying to sell it and people not buying it. Now if the people only tell you what they want, it's much easier for creating products and services and then selling it to them, right? So that's the second thing. And the third thing is, you can shape future strategies for your business. Now every business needs to be adaptable. Not every service or product is going to last for a very long time. Like, just like Apple. Now if you see, in as of 2022 today, the iPhone of Apple, it is, slowly dropping in sales. But because Apple has a lot of data points of, some of the wealthy people all around the world, it is able to tap on to different market segments. Like, they've created Apple Watch, because of which they can tap into the healthcare sector. They are now focusing on creating multiple different apps, so that to create a strong community bonding. Now why are they able to do this? Because they have a lot of data and they know where the market is going, so that they can shape their future strategies. And every big company is doing this. Okay, and it's something very much important that even the smallest of the smallest service business owners and every business owner should look into. Because when you have the right data, growing a business would be much more easier, right? So that's the fourth thing. You got to track your content. It's just not for the sake of posting. It needs to be tracked. Okay, and the final thing, the fifth point over here is, never outsource content creation and planning. Okay, never outsource content planning, especially. Now let me tell you the reason behind this. Now a lot of people think that, what, why should I do this? I'll just give it to some agency and let the agency do everything. Now if you are doing this is the biggest mistake that you'll be doing. And the reason behind this is, see, here are the three things. First is, you know about your domain more than anybody else. Now if you're just outsourcing even the creation process to the agency, the problem is, they won't be able to, give that much of quality how much you can give, the kind of insights which that you can give. Okay, now if you do the planning, you think about what all needs to be done, and then you outsource, that's okay, that's perfectly fine. Okay, because you might have other roles to do also. But the planning and everything done by an agency, that's just not going to be getting the right flavor, because it's just be like any general content which everybody posts, right? The second thing is, what needs to be outsourced. So you can outsource things like beautification of the content, like designing and stuff. You can outsource editing, for example, video editing, image editing. All that you don't have to sit and do it yourself. For that there are people who are skilled, who have been doing this for years and years. You give it to them, they will do the editing and stuff. Posting, you don't have to sit and post everything. Posting can be done by the agency. You don't have to run ads can be done by specialists who are really good at running ads. And design, yeah. But when it comes to planning, thinking from the top on what needs to be done, that needs to come from the owner. Yeah. And the other most important aspect on why it needs to come from you is, because your uniqueness in the content will attract more people. If you look at big companies also, like, when we had Steve Jobs, for every single product launch of Apple, he used to be there. Okay, if you look at Tesla or Neuralink, Elon Musk is always at the forefront for promoting his products, right? So you got to be the face of your brand, because you are yourself the brand, right? And when you are the face, people are able to relate with the person who's at the forefront. Yeah. And the other part is, because you're tracking a lot of data, this data is very important. Now in case if you're not even planning your content, and if you don't have that tracking and everything in place, the content is ultimately going to be helping you to create better services, better products in the future, right? So ultimately, you are taking yourself out from the future of your business if you are not doing this straight on. Okay. In fact, I would definitely suggest you outsource your services. Your services can be done by your team, but working on the business, that needs to be done something by the business owner. Yeah. So these are the five very important aspects when it comes to creating content. And even before you create content, these things need to be planned out. Let me just repeat this to you once again. First is you got to create it continuously. It's just like brushing your teeth. The second thing is there's no other option. You got to create content in today's age if you're a business owner, because you got to stand out, right? The third thing is you got to pre-plan your content creation and curation. The next thing is you got to track your content, and ultimately never outsource content planning. And if you found this to be useful, please type in useful in the comment box. And in case if you want to learn the method on how you could quickly scale up your business, if you're a small business owner or if you are a self-employed professional, and by using content, and even if you're not an influencer right now, nobody knows you, if you want to know how you could scale up your business and how you could get consistent clients coming to you, just click on the link below. I've given down the link for my free webinar. I take this free webinar for about 90 minutes, and there I'll be providing you with detailed insights on how you could quickly get like consistent customers and inquiries for your business. So, and awesome, thank you so much for staying till the end if you are here till now. And just like this button and subscribe my channel if you haven't done that yet, so that you don't ever miss any other informative videos from me. Bye bye, take care, thank you so much, and let's meet in the next video. Bye bye.